Hi guys, this is Matthew Lippard here again with Matthew's Misadventures. Hey, I'm going to do another laser engraving project here. And what I have here is I have a wallet that my friend Cliff made. It's all handmade. He even raised the cow, and no, I'm just teasing. He didn't. He got the leather, but it's all hand stitched. It's his own design. It has, if I can do this backwards here, has two slots for the bills. It has different spots here for credit cards, debit cards, insurance cards, etc. Then on the outside, it has a spot here for your mugshot, your driver's license. And you can even put something in here. Well, no, you can't. But that's a pretty nice deal. Snaps shut. You don't have to pull your whole wallet out to get to your driver's license. It's all right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my logo on this side, and then since I'm a die-hard Chicago Cubs fan, I'm going to put the Chicago Cubs logo on this side with my X-Tool D1 laser engraver, and we'll see how this turns out. I'm going to go over to my computer now, and I'm going to record while I'm setting up the program and getting all the parameters right, and then I'll set up the camera, and it'll record the whole thing while I'm doing the laser engraving. I'll probably talk for a couple minutes at the beginning, and then I'll shut up, and so I can speed it up so we don't have quite such a long video. But hey, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and that bell icon, so every time I post new content, you'll be notified immediately. And like always, feel free to share these videos. Share these videos with anybody you think that could use them. And if you see anything I do here that you like, that maybe you have an idea and you want to do something for a gift. It's never too early to think about Christmas. Or you got somebody you want to buy a birthday gift for, you want some laser engraving done, keep me in mind. And then shoot me something as far as what you want, and I'll get you a price, and we'll kind of go from there. And see if we can do some business. Try to support small guys like me just getting started, and let's see what we can do. Let's work together. Let's do some business together. But I'm going to go ahead and shut this off and move over to my computer, and we'll carry on from there. Hi guys, this is Matthew Lippert, back again with Matthew's Misadventures. Today's misadventure is going to be a laser engraving a wallet. A friend of mine, Cliff, he started making these handmade leather wallets. So I'm going to take this leather wallet and I'm going to do some engraving on it. I am in LaserBox Basic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Menu, then Import. My computer is not the fastest in the world, so just got to be patient sometimes. Okay, there's one of my deals. I'm going to scroll down here, Matthew's Misadventures right here. That's the file I want. Let me double click on that. Give it just a little bit. It's pulling it in. And there we go right there. So let me bring this up here. Then I'm going to zoom in, wrong way. I always scroll the wrong way for some reason. All right, I want to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to set this in right at 200. I want this to be about 55 millimeters. It's not really as big as what it looks because I really got it zoomed in. Okay, that's the size I want. That's going to be pretty close. Actually, I want too much. Oh, no, that is right. It's 255. Okay, I'm going to come up here to this where it says material. I'm going to click that little arrow. I'm going to click on leather, and this puts me 50% power, 100 millimeters per second. Now, this leather is a little bit darker than what I've done before, so I'm going to bump the power up to about 70%. And I'm going to slow this down to about 80 millimeters per second. that slows that down a little bit, gets a little bit more power to it, so that it gets a good indentation, and it burns into that leather pretty good. Now I'm going to go up here where it says not connected, click on that little arrow. That's my what I want right there. I can actually do either one. I've got serial port, I've got the cable hooked up, or I can also go here, and that does it remotely, or through the Wi-Fi. Then I click on this thing right here, the start button. It pulls this up. Anticipation. Okay. Now here, I like to slow this down. I don't know why that speed on this framing is so fast. I put it 50 millimeters per second so it doesn't move so fast. It gives me more time to sit there and look at it. I prefer this as a starting point where this blue dot is. You can put it here, you can put it wherever you want, you know. I prefer it up here in the corner. That way I know this is my upper left-hand corner of my, you know, you can go wherever. But so I want it to be fairly close to, like right here, it's pretty close, actually a little bit over this way. Gives me a real good idea, or a better idea of where I'm at, and I'm pretty well lined up with those two corners, and it allows me to get it centered real well. This tells me the approximate engraving time. This is typically a little bit low. It says 6 minutes. It may be right, but it's sometimes a little bit longer. And this is my framing button. Obviously, before I do anything, I want to make sure it's framed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this framing button. I'm not going to do it right now because I want you to be able to see it on the camera. I've got the camera set up. So I'm going to pause this video, and then I'm going to frame it. I'll click this framing. You'll see the framing on the video. And then when I'm done with that, I'll come back here, and then I'll click the start button to actually start the engraving. And you'll be able to see, you won't see this screen during that time, but you'll see the engraver working. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and we will jump over into the onto the actual engraver with the camera. Okay, I've got the laser, I think, where I want it. I'm going to try it right there. I had to raise it up a little bit. I didn't want to take any more of my feet out of my laser, so I had to put some stuff underneath of it to raise it up just high enough. So I'm going to hit the framing button. It's close, but not quite where I want it. I'm going to try to get it as centered as I can. It's getting close. I think that's going to be it right there. Alright, I think that's what we want to be. I'm going to reset a couple of things differently, and then I'm going to hit this button, and we're going to I'm going to shut my computer off. I'm going to log off of that, or not log off, and stop recording my screen. And I'm just going to record the actual laser engraving while it's being done. So I'm going to pause this. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, here we go. The only thing I didn't show you on my screen recording on my computer is actually hitting the start button, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to get my safety glasses on here for my laser engraving, and then I'm going to hit start. I'm going to add some light to this so we can see it better. It's not going to be real dark. This is a fairly dark leather. I may have to go over it a second time. Yeah, I'm going to definitely go over it a second time. It's real light, but I can smell it. Like I always say, if we had smell-o-vision, you guys could smell this, because it's basically burning into the leather. Yeah, you can't hardly see that one. I'm going to have to go over it again. I'm going to have to up the power way up. It ain't going to hurt it, but you can't hardly see that. Yeah, I've done leather before, but again, like I said earlier, it was just a lot bolder print and bolder type, so it just came out a lot darker. Plus, it wasn't quite as dark a leather. This is some pretty dark leather. Okay guys, as you can see, that's not very dark. So I'm back to the home position. So I'm going to go back to my computer, and I'm going to set this thing up again. I'm going to slow it down a little bit more. I'm going to up the power, and I'm going to see if we can do this again. I'm going to do a framing just like I did before. Still in the same spot. So now we're going to try this again with more power. Here we go. It might be just that the leather is too dark. And I'm not full power, but I'm pretty doggone close to it. Alright, let me get my yellow-orange glasses off of there. That'll come out okay. Let me get it up here where we can see it in the camera. That'll come out alright. It looks a lot better in the camera than it does in real life. That actually came out pretty good. I wish it looked that good in real life. Of course, and part of it is me. I'm colorblind, and it's funny, things like this show up better in the camera than they do looking at it in real life. But that turned out pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and reset. I'm going to get started on the Chicago Cubs logo for the other side. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. All right, I've got the Matthew's Misadventure logo done. So now what I'm going to do is I need to get rid of this one so I can go with my next logo. Just going to right click on the middle of there, hit cut, That one's gone. And then I'm going to go back over here to menu, to import. Then I want this Cubs logo right here. Double click on that. That'll bring that in. Takes just a few seconds. There it is. Now I want to be here about the same as I was on the other one. I want to be about 55 millimeters. I'm at 75 right now, so I want to crank this back down. And it always keeps its proportions, so I don't have to worry about anything. And then I go back up here, hit this materials button, go back down to leather. And again, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go to 70% there. And I'm going to go to 80 millimeters per second here. And that should keep me good on that one. And then from here, I'm basically just going to do like I did before. I'm just going to hit the start button here. It's going to take me back into this. This is still set at 50 millimeters. As long as I don't close this app, it'll stay there. So this shows us, it shows 7 minutes for an estimated time. A little bit thicker, a little bit heavier diagram. Again, I got my starting point up here in the upper left-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and hit the framing, let it frame, and make sure I've got the wallet in the right spot. And then we'll go back over to the camera now, and we'll get started from here. And I'm going to go ahead and stop this screen recording here, and we can get back over to the camera. Alright guys, the wallet is in there. I've already framed it, so I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and we'll get this one wrapped up. Here we go. This is a lot more bold, so it should come out a lot more bold. Maybe not. It's a darker leather. That might be part of my problem, but that's going to come out all right. Of course, it's hard to say. You know, like I say, with me being colorblind and the angle I'm looking at, it's, oh yeah, that's going to be okay. Part of it is the angle I'm looking at. Yeah, that's going to be fine. All right, I'm going to let this go ahead and finish out, and then I'll come back when it's done. Alright guys, I think that's a success. Let me get up here where you can see this thing. That come out pretty nice, huh? Yeah, that come out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll get this video ready. May take me a day or two. It's getting late tonight, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'll post some still pictures of this on Instagram for now, and look forward for this video to come out. It's going to be pretty cool.